I remember sitting in my car after church one Sunday and just feeling nothing. Not angry at God, not doubting he existed, just nothing. Like I'd gone through all the motions, sang the songs, bowed my head, said the words, and it was completely empty. And the scary part was I couldn't tell you when it started. It wasn't one bad day. It was more like I looked up one morning and realized the warmth was just gone. Prayer felt like leaving a voicemail nobody was checking. Reading my Bible felt like reading a textbook I already knew but couldn't connect to anymore. And I felt guilty about it. Like something was wrong with me specifically. Like everyone else in church was fine and I was the only one sitting there feeling absolutely hollow. But here's what I didn't know then. This has a name. Theologians and mystics have called it the dark night of the soul for centuries. It's not a crisis of belief. It's something quieter and harder than that. And the people who have walked through it include some of the most faithful people who ever lived. David wrote Psalm 22 from inside it. My God, why have you forsaken me? That's not a man losing his faith. That's a man being brutally honest inside his faith. And those were the exact words Jesus cried from the cross, which means the feeling of being abandoned by God was experienced by God himself in human form. I don't know what to do with that fully, but it makes me feel less alone in it. So if you're there right now, in that hollow, quiet place, I'm not going to tell you to just pray more, because you've probably already tried that and it didn't fix the feeling. What I want to do instead is just be honest about what I think is actually happening. Because I don't think God went anywhere. I think the distance feels real, but it isn't the full picture. Think about the sun on a cloudy day. You can't feel the warmth, but the sun didn't move. The clouds moved. And clouds in our lives take different forms. The first one is just noise. Constant noise. We are the most distracted generation that has ever existed, and we don't even notice it anymore. Notifications, content, podcasts, music, there is always something filling the silence. And God has never been loud. He spoke to Elijah, not in the earthquake or the fire, but in a still, small voice. If your life has no stillness in it, you're not going to hear a still, small voice. The second thing is unresolved weight. And I don't mean dramatic sin. I mean the quiet stuff. The thing you said that you haven't apologized for. The bitterness you've been feeding. The shame you keep carrying instead of laying down. That stuff builds a wall slowly. Not because God builds it, because we do. The third thing is that we've been chasing a feeling instead of a person. At some point, a lot of us confused the warmth of God's presence with God himself. And when the warmth fades, and it always fades sometimes, we think he's gone. But feelings were never meant to be the foundation. They're a gift, not a guarantee. So what do you actually do with all of this? You just show up and tell the truth. You open your mouth or your journal or whatever it is, and you say, God, I can't feel you, and I don't know why, and I'm tired. That's not weak. That's actually one of the most faithful things you can do. James 4:8 says, draw near to God, and he will draw near to you. Draw near doesn't mean get your act together first. It just means turn toward him, even from the floor. The feeling doesn't have to come first. The turning comes first. The feeling follows. And sometimes, not always, but sometimes the dry season is doing something in you that the easy seasons never could. It's teaching you to trust him without the feeling as a crutch. And that kind of faith is quieter than the Goosebumps version, but it's a lot more solid. If you're in it right now, I just want you to know it doesn't mean you're failing. It might mean you're right in the middle of something important. Keep going.